And we cross to Barcelona. Antoni Vives is the former deputy mayor of Barcelona in charge of urban planning. Thank you for being with us here on France 24.
It's a pleasure being here with you.
And it's quite a day, isn't it? I mean, the Sagrada Familia is so unique. You know, we have churches across Europe that have mixes of Roman and Gothic or from different periods, but there's nothing like the Sagrada Familia.
Yeah, you're right. I like to say that the continent that invented cathedrals and stopped building cathedrals many centuries ago still has one place in which cathedrals are being built, still built. By the way, paid only with the money from laying people. And that's Sagrada Família, because that was the dream of Gaudi, you know, the idea of having a temple that had to be contemporary, but at the same time being a part of the people. In Gaudi's mentality, Catholicism, following the worship and being a deep Catalan as he was, meant being connected with the roots. He said being original does not mean copying, but copying the nature. And that's what he did. And nature is also humanity.
And in that last clip we saw from Yves Jackson, we see that some of his other works were so modernist, and this work, it transcends, well, the history of the last century, right? I mean, it survived the Spanish Civil War.
Yeah, in a way, Gaudí is expression of Catalan sentiment on the one hand, but also I would call it the cosmopolitan and universal linkage with what is so contemporary. It is how do we understand living in nature, and how do we respect nature, and we translate it into something that is sacred. And in that sense, Sagrada Família is the best expression of it. Yeah, you're right.
Now, when I visited it a few years back, I bought my ticket, I went in. You heard Yves Jackson, that's no longer possible. You now have to book in advance. The fact that is it too popular, the Sagrada Familia? Some locals complain.
I can understand that. When I was a little kid, my grandmother used to live by Sagrada Família, and I remember my brother and myself skate rolling around the place, and we were alone. And my grandmother used to say, you will not see this cathedral ended in your lifetime. I don't know. I mean, we all have to pay a price for popularity. I think that tourism is a problem in Europe, but that's a different subject. In a way, I think that the spiritual linkage of Sagrada Familia with us, with you visiting Barcelona, with myself being a Barcelonian, is something positive, and we have to concentrate in that. And I think that this is the sense of the visit of the Pope, making sure that this popularity is not, let's say, banalized, but in a way, it brings back some spirituality to all of us. And that's, I would say that this is the sense of the Eve that we're living, this search for something that Sagrada Família is bringing us back.
Okay, so Antoni, you mentioned at the beginning, this is obviously the vision of one man, the work of a family, a private endeavor that becomes a symbol for a city, with the Pope there for the Mass on this 100th anniversary of Gaudi's death. What's universal about that structure?
Well, I think that what is universal, regardless of the Pope, is the second Pope that is going to be in Sagrada Familia. So Benedict was there, and now Pope Prevost is going to be there. What I think that makes Gaudí and Sagrada Familia so universal is precisely it being so local in a way, being so Catalan in a way. It's like a message. Nothing that is authentic cannot come without a lot of being grounded in a place. And Gaudí was the expression of that. I like to remind everyone that Gaudí never spoke Spanish. He only spoke Catalan. And in a way, I'm not saying that we have to do that, but in a way, that reminds us that when you are so local and so authentic, then you can give to the world what is really meaningful. And I think that's what the Pope today is trying to tell us. We have to be authentic. We have to follow, in this case, the worship, but being us, being authentic to give something to the world that is really meaningful. Otherwise, we're meaningless. Otherwise, we're a copy of something. And Sagrada Familia is, by its own terms, something that is unique, original, and a gift to humanity.
I think it is also worth reminding people again that it's funded by the people. It's the ticket sales that are building the construction, and it's funded by the people for the people. That's what Gaudi wanted. He wanted a place where the people could come in from work and be close to God. And I really think you go inside, it's like you're in a forest. It does not necessarily like you're in a church. It's all this light coming through the windows and stone, and you really feel that it is a place for the people. It's a humble place, despite its grandeur.
Not everybody in Barcelona is a practicing Catholic, Antoni Vives. Does everybody in Barcelona, though, agree that this is a great structure that belongs to them?
Oh, no. Barcelona is a place of great debates. And I have to say that most of the intelligentsia of the city 30 years ago were advocating for tearing down whatever was not directly designed by Gaudí. There were big demonstrations, there were articles on the papers, there were books against Sagrada Familia. But this is good. And as you say very well, there are many people. Barcelona is a very secular city, and not everybody is for it, not even for the visit of the Pope. But in any case, I think that this I would call it spiritual livelihood of the city, this capacity of the city of Barcelona being at the shaping the discussion of our Eve makes it so interesting, not only because people are coming to visit us, which is fine, but because the city itself has the spirit to discuss and to argue about elements that are consubstantial to it, and Sagrada Familia is a part of it, and I'm very proud that now it becomes a part of your discussion where you are. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so one other question. This is the world's most famous construction site. You know, great works of art, like the Mona Lisa, like Schubert's Unfinished Symphony. People say it would be a heresy to complete them. Would it be heresy to one day say, that's it, the construction is over, it's finished for the Sagrada Familia?
My personal opinion is that we're talking about a temple that was thought by someone, a temple that belongs to all of us, as you very well said. It would be almost a sin to say that this temple belongs only to a person that disappeared 100 years ago. He wouldn't have liked. In fact, Gaudí said in some of the few, let's say, talks that we have of him, he said that he would never see the church finished or the temple finished, but he delivered it to the next generations. I think.
But should it be finished?
That this is our. Yeah, of course, it has to be finished. And I hope that, for example, Miquel Barceló, the great Mallorcan painter, is going to make one of the main gates of Sagrada Familia. This is a place for us to enjoy art as expression of our spirituality, no matter if you are a believer or not. But this is a place where we all meet because we are humans and we still believe in transcendence. And Gaudí would have liked, for sure, for us to give an end finish to it. For sure, I'm convinced of it.
All right, Antoni Vives, many thanks for being with us from Barcelona.
It's a pleasure being with you.
And once again, a reminder that Yves Jackson's full report is on our website, france24.com. Thanks a lot, Yves.